Welcome to San Antonio by Night. This is a campaign for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, although it does have some changes from the original lore and story. Frankly, it's my city, and I designed it. And the design of this city started well before 5e came out. So there are parts of this story that may not fit in, but we really do hope that you enjoy it. I am Rose, and I will be your storyteller for this campaign. I want to start off by saying that I have had, and the players have had, an extensive amount of conversations about what we are and are not comfortable to do. And we strongly encourage anyone playing any type of role-playing game to have safety conversations with their players. In tonight's episode, we would like you to know that we are offering trigger warnings for the following things. We'd like to invite you into tonight's episode of San Antonio by Night. Before starting the episode, we'd like you to know that our group has had extensive conversations about consent and triggering. Please know that we have our own set of safety standards that you may or may not understand. There will be breaks or transitions in the video that may not be super smooth because we have made a decision to protect the children that are in people's homes, the content that may or may not upset our players, because ultimately it is not about entertaining you. It is about our players having fun. Though we love you and we appreciate your support, my top priority is that they feel safe at my table. Vampire the Masquerade is a dark game. You play the villains. You are, in fact, the monsters. This particular story has a lot of themes of watching someone lose their humanity and slowly become the monster that we all know vampires to be. This story in particular starts with human people experiencing the beast within them and the powers that they now possess for the first time. Vampire is a story of politics, prestige, intrigue, and challenge. Challenge to one's own self and to society. But most of all, it's really about watching the person who's experiencing these changes walk through some of the darkest parts of their soul. And so it is for that reason that I will hold my players' safety above all other things. Welcome to the city.
With the new Nest doorbell, know if it's a zombie,
Antonio, I'm Carson Dean, and things have gotten very exciting this Elysium. Fashion as always is... Good evening, San Antonio. I'm Carson Dean, and things have gotten very exciting this Elysium. Fashion as always has been completely top-notch. Why did no one tell me body armor was going to be in again this year? Worn by not one, not two, but all 5 of our special guests. Sadly, none of the governors were willing to share information with me about their particular party crashers. I did say that his was, just really in it, man, you know? As helpful as we've come to expect, Steve wore his favorite dismembering outfit, and wouldn't you know it was suitably dressed for the occasion. The prince was sure to challenge her contestants to a lovely little game. Fortunately, before it could reach its final conclusion, non-vampires were kicked out. Not sure how I'm supposed to report on this if I can't be in there to see it. But watch your jalopies, there's duct tape about.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of San Antonio by Night. I am Rose, and I will be your storyteller for this evening's adventure. Arielle?
Sure. I'm Arielle, also known as Rose of Stone, aka the other Rose, and I'm playing Genevieve Wilson.
Excellent. Pearl?
Hi, I'm Pearl, otherwise known as Linen and Spice on TikTok, and I'm playing Claudia.
Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie, also known as Dungeon Mistress Katie on TikTok, and I am playing Sylvie.
Excellent. Moot?
Hi, I'm Del, otherwise known as Mootly or Moot or anything that Rose ever wants to call me. And I'll be playing... and I am playing Amelia, the punk Toreador disaster.
Excellent. Summer?
Hi all, I'm Summer. I'm the saltiest unicorn on TikTok, and I will be playing the Hispanic chef, Izzy Velasquez.
Excellent. And we have one more at our table joining us this evening, playing one of our NPCs who will get introduced to later, but I will let you introduce your person.
My name is Joe. I am the storyteller's brother, so excited that she was able to invite me to this, and I'm happy to join you ladies.
We're glad you're here.
Yes.
Welcome to being our token man.
Man, we've had a man on the show now. See?
Yay, diversity.
Yay.
Look, we're not afraid of cooties.
As long as they're related to us, it's fine.
Exactly, it's fine.
Nepotism is fine, but
This is fine.
Really fine.
So last we left off, you ladies had a hell of a night so far, and it's only shortly after midnight or so on September 5th. You have all in one regard or another woken up to discover that you had been put somewhere. You were trapped in some kind of armor. You had an opportunity to drink some human blood in whatever form that took for each of you individually. Through those processes, you were all kidnapped or taken in one way or another. You found yourselves meeting in a holding cell, and then shortly thereafter in your very first Elysium experience in the city of San Antonio. After a wild game of Jeopardy, one of you offered your head up as an offering, and the other one of you, another one of you, offered up the group's services in researching what is actually happening in the city. Shortly thereafter, you found yourselves in a kind of business room with a whiteboard, and the prince and her sheriff have left you to your own devices. So, ladies, what would you like to do?
So, yeah. Alrighty, ladies. Here's the deal. We don't have a lot of time because it's just after midnight. Who knows when the sun rises? Probably at 5, 6-ish. And if all of this is really real, yeah, we need to start figuring some of this out. So I say we use the whiteboard and start coming up with this plan. All right. I'll come over here and I'll start writing things, but do you guys have any ideas? Does anybody even know? Because a few days ago, vampires didn't exist in my head. So does anybody have existing information or ideas of what's going on with us?
Amelia?
Yes.
You would be the only one of us that know anything.
Well, to be honest, what I know is like minimal, really. Like,
Yesterday, I didn't think vampires existed.
Still more than the rest of us.
Vampires exist. I didn't know. I thought they were.
Vampires exist. Write it down.
I was going to say, at the end of last session, I know that Isabella had walked to the whiteboard, but so had Genevieve, and so she was also like going to be starting like writing what we knew, basically.
So should we write down like who the people are that are suspect? So like the leaders of our clans, maybe.
Mm-hmm. If we know who they are, I mean, we didn't get personal introductions yet. We just sort of know what she called them, primogens and governors.
Governors. That's the word that I stuck to because that's something that I'm familiar with. I know mine. I don't know which is which. I think Zara is probably the governor because she's more.
Well, hold on. There were people sitting and there were people standing, right? So which would be the one who's more important?
The person sitting, I would imagine.
So who was sitting then? Zara or Kai? Or I shouldn't say Kai. I know Kai. Genevieve doesn't know that name. Or the other one.
I mean, I don't remember. But I think Zara was sitting.
Something else to note, you could see that in the room behind them, there was different amounts of people.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the ones you knew, Sylvie, there was what, one, two?
There was one other person besides Zara and Kai that I did not know.
I mean, that would mean a smaller pool of suspects for at least your group.
Yeah, great. These people that were so nice to me and so kind to me, I don't like accusing them of anything, but I also want to live. So it's a very confusing moment for me. I mean, live. Subjective.
I'd like to make a suggestion for how we can approach this. Like, it's absolutely great that we're pooling what we know, and I think that's going to be super useful. It might also be a good idea to write a list of the questions of things that we don't know answers for, or things that we need to find answers for. So, for instance, one could be why there were so few people in Sylvie's section, and I guess also things like. Claudia had a thing, but I've forgotten it. But yeah, there was something else that I've forgotten.
It's
that I was
okay.
going to
Claudia's
suggest.
under stress.
Yeah, yeah, just a list of questions might help us direct.
If some people know who they are, like Sylvie, you said you knew them, right? So do you know what, I guess, clan they're part of?
I'm a gangrel.
All right, don't know how to spell that. Just phonetically write it out.
Gangrel, I think.
Racist.
So yeah, that's, as far as I know, we're the only ones. Yes.
So another question, the whoever the scary one was, because you know what, I'm not intimidated by much, but you could feel the power radiating off of that one. Didn't she leave like a bag of stuff?
Yeah.
On the like, isn't there like
with it?
Yeah, one of the glasses or something.
We brought that. Yeah, we have that here.
Claudia will go pick up the glass and start actually looking at the various objects that have come from the bag.
Yeah, and the note. There was a note, right?
I don't know about a note, but
there's blood bags.
There were the blood bags.
All of the blood bags that any of you turned in.
Mm-hmm.
One glass.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the notes that you had turned in. So all of the stuff that you would have gotten had you woke up when everyone else did. And then the things that people had turned in.
None of us brought back glasses besides the fact that we didn't need to pick hers up.
What does the
Claudia
note
will lay
say?
out the blood bags and see if they all look like the same labels and like they've come from the same place.
Sure. Why don't you mean, it's pretty straightforward. So why don't you roll your intelligence and you want to do your medicine?
To assist her, Amelia will look at Genevieve and say, "Which one is yours? Which blood bag is yours?"
She didn't bring it.
I
bring it.
I don't think it's here. I think
She
I
left
think
it
I
at the
drained
house.
it.
Shit.
Rose,
That
may
would've
I
been
roll?
useful.
May I roll
Or left it.
intelligence plus science?
Yes.
And I also have a specialty in biology, which might potentially be helpful here.
Yep. So you get an extra die. And then ensure that some of your die are your hunger die.
Okay.
Right.
How
So
mu-
whatever your hunger is, substitute out a die or two, depending, from your pool, and put hunger die in.
Okay, cool. So I will have 2 hunger die then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 1 extra for the specialty. Okay. And it's 6 or above. That's a success.
Correct. I just need you to get a 2.
Yeah, I will definitely get a 2 then. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. Yeah.
Yes.
Well done.
Science lady.
Are any of them 10s?
No, the highest is 9.
Okay. So what you notice is that they are, they all seem to be from the same whatever. There is a barcode. It has there's seems to be a labeling system in the barcode of some regard. Like there's a letter that's mixed in to the barcode that seems off from what would be a normal barcode.
Are they all different, each bag?
All of the bags are have the same like label on them.
Sure. I mean, like that weird letter out of
They
place.
aren't-
Is every
No,
letter
they're-
on each bag different?
It is of the bags that you have.
Can we write those letters down?
Mhm.
Maybe they spell something out.
Or maybe they just indicate clan, perhaps, or
Maybe.
If there's
Or
a way,
type of blood?
it would be very interesting to see if there's a way that we can get Genevieve's blood bag and compare it to mine.
Because you're
it
the
would-
same.
No, it's more interesting to see if we have the same sire or not.
do you know if that's what the letter, the weird
That's
letter?
the question. Amelia will go up to one of the bags and not trying to like damage one of the labels, but pull it open and see if she can recognize if it's human blood or vitae.
What's the sire, by the way? Is that the person who?
Who's
who
your
turned-
daddy?
Okay.
Of course.
Who's your
And my daddy isn't who it should have been. That's the problem and why nobody really likes me at the moment.
Perhaps we add that to the question list.
Who's your daddy?
Well,
Yeah, well, everyone's daddy, but the question
Or
is...
mommy. Could have been a mama.
Yes, the Toreador got 2, so
Yeah,
who
that's what
benefits out
the
of
prince
that?
said to
Yeah.
But
Victor.
also,
His name was Victor, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Are they the same person? And how do I put this in a way that isn't demeaning to myself? My gang or clan leader, as you might, is Javier. And I was his favorite pet. So he's not very happy right now at all.
Because he lost you.
Yes, someone took his favorite plaything and turned it into the antithesis of everything that a Bruja is.
So that's another clan
interesting.
name that we didn't have.
So-
clans all have different different cultures, I guess. Is that
I mean, did anybody else see a symbol connected with their clan? Because mine was a wolf. Like, I had this coin back here on the back of my armor, and it was a wolf.
Did they? I don't remember if the guys if they actually took the coin off the back of Genevieve's neck or not, or just looked at it.
I think they just looked at it.
All right, so then
still
Genevieve
have
would be
those
like reaching
coins?
back for her neck to feel it because
So-
she still has hers.
I think Amelia's was removed.
Mine was.
Yours was removed. Pearl's was
I
removed.
don't think Dolores took mine.
She did not.
So there was a symbol on the back of my neck, which is a rose, which I don't know everything. I was just a ghoul. I was just a pretty singer to make people feel good. But Javier kept, and the rest of the clan kept screaming something about toreadors and fucking toreadors.
Well,
So
you
I'm
still know more than
assuming-
the rest of us, so that's something.
So I'm
Very much so.
assuming that is the one associated with the rose. And since they continue to speak about Genevieve and I being of the same ilk,
Yeah, Jen's gonna rip or try to get the thing off, or at least say like, "Hey, can someone?"
Yeah, I'll help. So
You can
I'll
pop it
take it
off.
off.
is the blood in the bag vitae or human blood?
There's no way for you to tell.
The letters on the blood bag in the barcodes.
Can we write them down?
mm,
Sure. There's a T, an R, a G, and a V.
So Toreador, Gangrel, Ventru?
I don't. Yeah, I don't remember if the prince said all of the names.
That's true. Sorry.
No, I'm just trying to think if it's something that we would, before I say it in a southern accent.
I don't think Claudia heard Tremere at all.
Oh, right.
I don't think that came up. But my person was Sombra that I was to be delivered to.
But hang on. Didn't they say we got delivered to people
Different than who we
who
are.
who we weren't supposed to be
I
delivered to,
didn't.
like who we didn't actually belong to?
Well, I delivered myself. So I was in Bruja territory, but I'm assuming that whoever turned me just assumed that I would do what I did, which was holy shit and get the fuck home. So I went the fuck home.
Did
And-
you have a letter that I had on my chart from the lab? It said specifically to return me to Rue, I believe was the name, or was it Sombra?
Sombra.
Sombra. Sorry.
I point out the note on the table.
And I have a plate on my armor, and it says "Return to Kai." And Kai tackled me, so I didn't really deliver myself, or I wasn't delivered. He just found me.
They all say if found, return to blank, with the exception of Amelia's had a note underneath that said, make sure you look for the other 4.
Is the handwriting the same?
Great question.
Can we compare?
Amelia will point that out to someone who is smarter and more observant than her and not really her bag.
Genevieve will go take a look at them under the auspices of being a professional in the writing sphere and also art.
Yeah.
So look at. Do I roll for it? What do I roll?
It seems like a formal calligraphy.
So not so much like just a personal handwriting.
It's handwritten.
Well, sure, but like,
but it's a standardized handwriting versus
versus like if I write my name versus if I do my name in calligraphy. Those are two very
There's
different
art and style in that.
Yeah, there can
as
still
well.
be personality in a standardized writing. Genevieve's gonna look at it, like really scrutinize it, and I don't know if that would be enough to flex, or I don't know if she needs to flex even for using her heightened senses on her vision.
No, you wouldn't. You would just roll your normal.
Okay.
like what do you have your copywriting skill under?
Copywriting I have under craft, I think, because that's her poetry prose, and then she also has academics for literature, but I don't know that necessarily applies here.
Craft would work. Do your craft and your wits.
Okay, so that's 6. So I used 1 hunger. One of those has to be my hunger, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm picking it up.
Good. You're trying to get like a 2.
2 successes?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because I have 5 successes, including on a hunger die, and 1 failure, but it's not a 1, it's a 2. So
sure. Yeah, they seem to all be written by the same person. It is certainly stylized, but yeah, like as you know, right, as an art form, calligraphy is just although it is a standard way of writing, there is certainly signature things, and those things are the same. Now the question is, part of that is, right, the words are very similar.
What style of words are they? Like old-fashioned-y, or are they like very proper?
No, they feel very old in the look of them, whereas the different things that are on your persons that said the same thing are in very different styles.
So the stuff that was physically on us is different to the handwritten notes in style and verbiage.
Yes.
It says Dell, the player, wanting like clarification, not Amelia, who is smart at all.
Yep.
She's not smart.
Genevieve will take them and sort of like splay them out next to each other and point out like where the similarities are and say, these were definitely written by the same scribe, but that doesn't mean that the scribe is necessarily the one pulling the strings.
I would just like to point out the fact that I can guarantee Kai didn't write it.
Is he illiterate?
No, but how many? I'm just saying. It might have been like, it's possible it could be Zara. Definitely not Kai.
All right.
Just throwing that out there.
You guys noticed that Amelia is a lot more stressed than she was before the prince came in, and she's been pacing a little bit, but she looks up and goes, so if we're looking about information and ideas and stuff, the Nosferatu, the ugly dudes, said they got information about our locations through the system. So I guess the question is, what is the system and how does it work, and who could place information within it?
What is it even looking for, too? If they're observing something that we came across it, what are they usually watching that we were not supposed to be on?
Very true.
Okay. So part 2. There's a war happening.
Okay. If there's a war, then there's sides, right? And with us being new, and I'm guessing there hasn't been a lot of new vampires, or they've been prohibited, who would benefit from?
Not to metagame, but Zara did tell Sylvie the rules under which new vampires could be made.
Can we have a refresher on that, Storyteller?
Sure. Yeah. Trying to remember exactly what she told you.
It was that I don't know if you want. I was looking at my notes.
Sure, go ahead.
So it was that Sylvie was told by Zara that it's unusual for new vampires to be made and be made without going through a very formal process of approval. And
also there's consent involved, right? I do remember that.
And that the sires get held responsible for the things that their new babies do.
So I was how you can say going through the long process of possible future approval. So, new vampires do get made. Just
There's a process.
there's a process.
Were you on track to be turned?
There were conversations with a person.
You want to
that
be more
may-
specific? I mean, there's not a point in keeping anything at this point.
There
I mean,
is
we're-
lots of points about keeping certain things that I care about safe.
I mean, fair. But
There were conversations about the possibility with a certain person who I exchange things with.
Is this that woman that had to be shown proof of life for you to cooperate?
that I thought was going to get murdered in front of us.
Yeah.
So, yes. Though, yeah, it's complicated.
Sure.
Women
pretty.
Women pretty. Yes. Accurate.
make Amelia's brain dumb. And
Just like the door.
I was gonna ask if the door was there for a woman.
Oh yeah, what happened with the door? What was that all about?
I don't. I know that.
You wouldn't have any idea why that happened.
I have no idea. It was really pretty, and then it was really, really.
Yeah, I mean
Pretty.
it was very well made. It was beautiful.
You're the only one that had any problems focusing once you saw it.
My knowledge is there are things that she and they. A ghoul with too much knowledge is a risk.
Fair
so,
enough.
the things that I was allowed to know, and also, what is real and what is real, my head and I'm very confused about feelings that I previously had before tonight that don't seem to exist anymore.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Let's just say my feelings previously towards Trixie were bordering on obsession. And now
Not so
I'm
much.
wondering. Well, it was a little bit cray-cray. I probably wrote 100 songs about her. And yeah, I don't know if it has to do with the fact that she's the one that I drank regularly blood from, or
Oh. So it can be normal for humans to drink blood. Okay.
However,
yes, in an understanding and path, but if you want, no, you watch Amelia just take a deep breath in this she's Bruja by being brought up. So even though she doesn't have the weaknesses of Bruja, her temper is very
Oh yeah.
there. And you watch her just take this deep breath, and in her head she's like, Trixie, Trixie, Trixie.
And to be clear, Genevieve isn't trying to necessarily, she's not trying to start anything. She's just still very feeling like she's the odd one out based on how everyone's been treating her up to this point.
Just
So
salty.
she's still on.
so here's my question. Amelia, you said that your feelings towards Trixie have sort of changed a little bit over the last 24 hours. Not
Yes.
so much okay. So do clans inherently feel certain ways about other clans? So now that you're a Toreador versus connected to the Bruja, do you automatically dislike Brujas, maybe? Like
No.
now, even though you have a history with that? I mean, it would explain it.
I would rather not be a Toreador, to be honest.
I mean, I don't think you have a choice at this point. I don't think we get to change that.
No, we don't get to choose our family.
No, they choose us.
And I don't think they like me very much. So this is going to be a new life journey for me.
It was just a thought.
From the experience I got when I went home and I literally got the shit beaten out of me by my family, and my on again off again
obsession
looked at me with such disgust and horror when she realized what I was. I don't think that necessary interclan relations are always the best, but from what I understood, the war is for the city with a force that's outside the city, not inside the city between the different groups.
We also have to consider there are werewolves.
That's new. I didn't know about
looks
that.
Like she has something to say.
Oh, I'm kind of like pondering, but I did have an idea though. We have all our phones and personal effects back that we grabbed, and that's what we turned in and they just gave us back, correct?
Oh, we do?
But they didn't work.
Okay. Cool. Are there bullets in my gun?
I'm sorry. You don't have your gun.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But like your phones, your keys.
Okay.
Those kind
So
of
they
things.
didn't give me back the one thing yet. All right.
No, they did not.
I said I could take the bullets out.
Amelia, quietly trying to be super stealthy, is quietly checking her text messages that she has not read yet. Just as if, yeah.
Totally normal.
Totally. Okay. So the reason why I asked is I know that calling out automatically got us into whatever that message is. But considering that I would have surveillance type apps on my phone to check the restaurants and things, could I possibly take a look and see if there's some way of figuring out what got put into my phone to like redirect it to that message? I mean, with my technology role, is there a way to hack my own phone to see?
I'm also a hacker.
Did it?
Sure.
Can I help since I'm a hacker as well?
Yeah.
Is there bonus rolls? Like, how does helping
Advantage?
I would say intelligence and technology.
Okay.
But it's not surveillance because you're looking at something different.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Amelia's messages are just her bandmates and Trixie yelling, "Where the fuck are you?"
Yes.
Okay, so and then my hunger die that replaces 2 of my die, correct? Because I have 2 hunger still.
Correct.
Okay. I'm learning. I love
Good
this.
job.
Do you ever go down to 0 hunger? Is that a thing you can do? Okay.
I would imagine if you Diablerize, you could probably go down to 0. You girls are shooting for 5. This is really hard to do from your cell phone.
I believe in you, smart brain people of our group.
Okay. I got 77776 and a 2.
Is that 5?
Yeah. I lucked out.
And I got an 8
Nice.
and a 9. So I have a 9, 8, 5, 4, 2, and 1.
So 7 in total?
Yeah.
So you had 2 successes. I'm sorry, you had 2 successes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you had 5 successes. I mean, you.
I did.
Is a 6 a success? 6
yes,
or higher?
6 and
okay,
higher.
yes, then I had 2.
Okay. So Izzy, you are able to find under like kind of like where the the cookies or the the back stuff, there seems to be something that was added to your phone on the first.
Added on the first. Interesting. Okay. So something that's in my cache there that's like messing with things apparently.
And now that you know what you're looking for, you can point it out to Sylvie.
Claudia and Sylvie.
And Sylvie can go through her phone and find it once she knows what to look for.
Yeah. Like.
Oh, and did anybody else's phone have messages sent, like replies that were not actually themselves? Because my sister received some messages that were not from me during those few days.
Amelia quickly checks her phone.
Yeah, there's
ones there.
There were messages sent to my partner that I can only imagine will reap a different kind of hell for some people because of his work, but
yeah,
I don't think I've had any fake ones on mine, but that doesn't mean much.
To me, it almost looks like the replies that were sent from my phone almost seem like automatic replies, like there's a bot been installed.
Well, I don't know that you need a bot installed necessarily. Have you ever, you see when you send a text message and there's that predictive text that just sort of suggests things to send? Yeah. It could just be that they click those.
I mean, it's possible, but the replies sounded nothing like me, and I would assume the predictive text would have learnt the way I type or the way I speak.
Not as well as you think, usually, in terms of what I find, but...
There's a light knock on the door.
Come in. Claudia freezes.
Sorry. I keep thinking of jokes that Arielle would make that Genevieve would not make in this situation. Like, we're not dressed. Don't come in.
Nobody's decent.
We'll go and open the door.
You're gonna open the door?
Yeah.
I'll open the door.
Hi!
Hi.
How's it going in here?
Trying to figure things out. I mean, it's a little hard considering we don't know what we are. We have a little bit of information.
She glances over at the whiteboard. Yeah, there's a bunch of things on there that are not important to this discussion. Anyways, I got duct tape.
Yay!
The hell is that? What do we need duct tape for? Are we Amelia?
What?
Kidding.
And she walks through the door, and behind her is... Would you like to describe yourself?
Sure. So I'm wearing a welding mask. It's a man. Can't really see what hair he has or anything because of the mask. He's dressed very like a repairman, right? He's got the tool belt, lots of pockets, and his clothes aren't like patchwork isn't the right word, more like quilt of different materials that are all in like very utilitarian kind of ways. So it's like leather and Kevlar and mesh and plastic and silicone and all different things that seem to have some purpose. It's not just random. There seems to be a reason that those are there, but this isn't like tactical. It's purpose of some form. This was done deliberately.
Amelia is immediately jealous of the amount of pockets that
Everyone's pockets.
All the pockets.
Are we not doing the mask thing?
Oh, it just depends on whether or not you want them to know what you look like.
I feel like we're late then. All right, takes the hood off. Clean shaven, bald. Again, very utilitarian type perspective. Hi, I'm Duct Tape.
That makes a little bit more sense.
Hi.
Yeah.
Claudia.
Nice to meet you. Okay.
Sylvie.
Okay.
Genevieve.
Okay.
What's up?
Hi.
Duct Tape dear.
Yes, oh Prince.
You see, I have a problem.
Do tell.
Do you notice that these women are in armor?
I can see that, yes.
They can't get out of their armor. And I'm wondering if you'd fix that.
You could just leave them outside over day and collect the armor.
That's true.
I would like that.
I was kind of hoping that they might help me.
Then just rip the armor apart.
That's what I need you for.
Do you need it intact?
The armor or the people?
Whichever.
Whatever you come up with.
Okay.
I'd like to stay intact.
I would also like to remain intact.
Yes.
The armor staying intact may actually be useful for the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I think the armor can stay intact, yeah.
Great!
What about the people?
It
We'll see.
depends on what he needs to do in order to fix this problem.
Oh, God.
I'm glad I'm in a skirt now.
Dear, need
Yes.
anything?
Don't know yet. Let me see.
Okay. And
so-
she slides onto the table. One cell phone that doesn't look like any of yours, your gun, and a city map with different areas blocked off.
Okay.
Let me know. And she's out the door.
Whose cell phone is?
Okay. I'm going to carefully analyze each of their armor, see how it's put together, see how it's held on, see
Sure.
how it's dealt.
So
Is each one different then? Is it
they are all different.
right? I mean, like, is each one held on differently? I guess. Is
Yes.
Kind of what I was asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the most part. You know, the more military or the more traditional armor ones they seem to be welded into.
Okay.
And the ones that are more like the Kevlar ones, there's not really they did not know exactly how they got in them.
And I'm assuming there's no obvious way to get them out.
Aside from breaking the welds and seals and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Oh, Prince,
Yes, dear.
I'm going to need a bodyguard, my van,
Yes.
and a spirit guard, because I'm not going to become wraith over this.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm parked outside.
We'll bring your van underneath.
Can you do that?
No.
Okay. How about I bring my van underneath?
Okay.
All right. I'll be back.
I would take the cell phone and hand it off to Sylvie and be like, you seem like you know these things probably better than I do. Do you want to take a look at that? I don't even know if it's charged.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be funny. They give you a phone that's not charged.
You never know, right? I think of these things because my phone dies all the time.
Worst burner phone ever.
Yeah.
Genevieve is gonna go for her gun. I mean, I expect that there are no bullets in it.
There are no bullets in it.
Yeah. She'll check anyway, as you should, like when you pick up a weapon, and just stow it somewhere, like with her stuff.
And I'll go ahead and turn on the phone. Is it locked? No. Okay. So I'm gonna look through like the note section, through the texts, through see
Blank.
Blank. Are there any numbers stored?
One
Like
number.
phone numbers. What number? Is it marked or is it just a number?
There's one number, and it says Steve.
Oh crap.
That's useful. Steve would obviously be able to contact the people who have the system, so he would probably know more than anybody if anyone needs to talk to you.
The map that is also was slid onto the, which is a really funny mental image because for like when you first said she slides onto the table, I assumed she was sliding on the table.
I thought too. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's
that's why I was about to go
very,
like
very-
my notes, everything we've displayed. So
Oh no, the
the
table.
map,
It's broken.
our table. Is Claudia
Yeah.
still at the table with like having looked over, like was looking over the blood bags and everything?
Yeah. So Claudia would still be sitting at the table with the blood bags and probably would have moved on to looking at the glass, like picking it up using her sleeve, to kind of pick it up so that she doesn't touch the glass.
Mm-hmm. You
Then
can
we're just
roll
gonna
intelligence and investigation to look at the glass.
Cool.
While they're all doing that, Amelia is sitting on her bench getting more and more into her feelings. As she goes over her old messages to Trixie, her actual messages, and kind of feels this weird alien connection between the words that she was saying at the time and what she actually feels now, and slightly almost creeped out by herself. Like desperate and obsessive, like that it was.
I'm gonna take a look at the map while they're all doing that.
Sure.
I would recognize it's San Antonio,
It is.
right? It is San Antonio. Okay. I know where my restaurants and things are positioned in the city. Is the map specific enough for me to see and maybe point those things out and see if there's any correlations with what's on it?
All that is on it. So as you can see, there are sections that are drawn out all along the major highways, and then the center of the city seems to be its own section.
All right, Amelia, does any of this make sense to you, considering you've come from, like, you talk about Bruja territory? Does any of this make sense?
I mean, she points out the Bang Bang Club in a section. That's our spot. And I was found here, and she points out the club where she was and what street it was on. That seems to be in that section. So I guess, I don't know, like, could you assume that that's Bruja territory, maybe? But, like, as far as, I mean, like, so Amelia does have a high level of awareness in relation to the map and the room that they were in at Elysium. Was the spoke that the Bruja was standing in relating to their space on the map? Okay, so
Good thinking.
I will maybe, I don't know, but like the Bruja were also like standing in this area when we were in the room, so maybe that correlates to the room design and the map split up. Like, that chick was saying like fancy words and stuff. Like, the prince seems to like old kind of fancy iconography kind of stuff. Maybe that's her vibe, and it means that maybe they were standing where does that make sense? I'm not.
Correlation.
It does.
floor map to. Yeah.
Maybe only people who would actually know positionally where they were would be Amelia and Genevieve, because Genevieve went out on the street, and if she saw any of the street signs, she might be able to correlate exactly where she was, but some of the rest of you guys were a bit.
Izzy would know though, because there's only
Also-
2 military bases, so
Yeah, I
she'd
was
know
gonna
it's
say,
one of
Izzy
those
have a
2.
restaurant near one. So
Izzy would know the base that she was on.
And
And
Sylvie
Claudia-
ran into the city, so she was found outside, but she knew what trajectory she came into the city.
Yeah, and there's
And
a
Claudia
forest,
is going
and I
to
was
take her
running through
phone
the
out and
forest.
Google the lab that she was found in, and that'll tell her where she was. So once I've resolved the.
Yeah. How many?
So I had 1 regular and 1 critical success.
Okay, good. That's enough. So, where there would normally be a maker stamped on the crystal glass is a letter C with 2 lines underneath it.
Whose glass was this?
Sylvie's.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. And I'll point the symbol out to people near me.
So, just as a thought, since we have access to Google, could we take the Google snapshot option and search for that symbol? I don't know if it would be anything searchable, but it's definitely a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Sylvie's gonna do that. She's gonna bring up Google, hit the little image search button, I don't know what it's technically called, and position the C with the lines underneath inside that viewfinder, and hit the search button and see what happens.
You get all kinds of things. It's mixed into there are some like ancient things with it. It's a Roman numeral. It's also it associated with some other like businesses throughout different times, right? Like they would have the like people have taken the copyright symbol and changed it with that. So you find a handful of different things.
Is there any? So my suggestion then is write those down as far as what those are, what those search results are, as far as whatever they're called in the search results, and then type that in to the search bar and put plus, and then vampire, gangrel, prince, San Antonio. Probably San Antonio is probably the best thing, because obviously not put vampire on Google. But
you're gonna get Twilight if you do that. Just saying. And
We're gonna find a lot of stuff that is not just Twilight too.
Sure, Buffy.
Yeah. You'll find all the things.
Oh,
that's the problem with Google as well.
It's a whole subgenre of romance novels. It's
You always turn off safe search.
The ones that are company names plus San Antonio, Texas, maybe something comes up.
Okay, sure. Roll
intelligence plus technology again.
No, I think this is actually like, I mean, I don't think you need to know how to use technology in order to use Google.
No.
I hope not.
Investigation?
I'm trying to decide between investigation and insight.
Probably investigation.
Okay, intelligence and investigation. You need like
what
a
moment
3.
Did you mention out loud that it was also a Roman numeral at all?
I did.
Yeah.
What number is it?
100.
I was wondering about that.
Can I change my plan to insight, because I have 0 dots in investigation?
You literally argued for that one.
I'm sorry, I didn't look at my page first. Okay, fine.
No, you argued for it. I tried.
I have to have three successes?
Yeah.
All of my fucking dice. It's fine. All of them.
You can do it.
Do it.
Come on, Sylvie.
remember the rouse check.
Yeah.
She'll just frenzy on us in here.
All right, so what's a success?
6 or above.
So I actually made it.
You did?
I was 6, and 8, and a
Nice.
10.
You really made it because that 10's worth 2 successes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
They'll be
There does
smart.
not seem to be anything
Fuck.
in San Antonio connected to that symbol.
Okay.
Is it?
In San Antonio.
None of
there
the
anything-
none of the businesses or any of the things that you saw
Have
before.
I heard anything about the 100 or something to do with the 100 in relation to like a streetwise kind of thing on the street,
Mm-mm.
or a gang, or
Would it be?
Not that you can recall, or that stands out to you.
Would it be worth it just to like Google again for like the symbol plus glassware, or something specific and just broad rather than location? Because it could just be, if it's a maker's mark, it may have been imported even.
Sure.
I could help.
There's
with
a
that.
knock on the door.
Or we can do the thing.
I'll let them back in, or whoever it is.
Hello.
Always the prince.
hello.
Hi.
Okay, so my friend is going to help you out of those armor. But here's the deal. As of right now, you are officially responsible for each other until you find someone else in the city to take care of you. One of you fucks up, I will kill you all. Understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing that kept any of you from being killed right away is this. And she pinks on one of your armors. But that hasn't left me without the option to put you in the sun. Be nice to my lifelong friend. Bye!
Can we keep the armor?
No.
Oh.
I would
It's
like
worth
to
a
stay
shot.
in my armor, please.
You'd like to what?
Stay in my armor, please.
No.
Oh,
I don't think. What if we not keep it on our persons, but like just for the purposes of the investigation, can we get it back?
I'm going to give it to the prince, and
All right.
if she wants to give it to you, she can.
Worth a shot.
Okay.
I'll go first.
You need to understand something. I'm not normally like this. I was on the East Coast repairing some stuff from the hurricanes. I was fixing some pipes, and one of the pipes was dripping. And I realized it was sending me Morse code, telling me that San Antonio was spinning, which is why I got here as fast as I did. This is the thing he's going to tell each of you in the car separately.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I'm very manic and frantic. I fix broken things. Something's broken, I get to fix it. But I have to fix things when they're broken. I've lost count of the times I've been repairing something and gotten burned because the sun came up before I noticed. Or I was working on something and suddenly I'm covered in blood and surrounded by what was probably about 2 bodies because I hadn't fed in nights. It's like the entire planet's a swirling hurricane of little lights that are beautiful and twinkling and strobing and searing, and I can snatch one out of the air and squeeze all the heat burning out of it. And when I open my hand, it's now branded. But that little light is nothing but beautiful. And then it just blows away in the hurricane. Except here. This one city. It's the only place in the world I've found like it. There are no lights in this city. Here, I can't tell if things are broken or not. I can't distinguish bug from feature. Everything seems to be malfunctioning perfectly. It's a dim, pitch, black, quiet, deafening oasis, like a sensory deprivation cell the size of a city. I don't know why it works. And I don't care. I couldn't fix it if I wanted to. Now, if whatever is going on with you all loses me, this crushing oasis, I promise I won't end you. I will astound you at what you can survive. I just thought you should be aware of that. It seems unfair to surprise you. Now, you all seem pretty young, so while you may be aware, you don't know, and you certainly don't understand that age won't end you. Time won't end you. And I won't end you. If that promise breaks, well, then I'll know. And I'll have to fix it. But I'll get to. So, let's go to my van.
Sylvie is terrified. That entire thing was just terrifying.
By design.
So,
Amelia sees both Claudia's face and Sylvie's face and it's like, fake bravado time. I'll go first. I got this.
Also, Amelia hates what she's in.
Oh yeah, man. She's like,
get me out.
Get me out of this.
She's so ready to get out of the dress.
pockets, I'm dreaming of pockets all the
They
time.
know the dress.
yes,
Say no to the dress.
She has said no to this.
Yeah, no to the dress.
So as you each walk down the hall with duct tape, individually, one at a time, you are taken to kind of an underground garage, like parking garage, and there is a white panel van with all of its windows blacked out, sitting in the parking lot. Outside of it, for your sake, duct tape, there is two guards if you have requested.
Fantastic.
A witchy looking one and a Nosferatu looking one.
Let's get this off my body.
Fantastic.
Wait. Do we have clothes?
I was just thinking that. What are we gonna put on?
Oh, fuck it. Amelia
I didn't think that one through, did we?
dodgy. Amelia's gotten to some very dodgy vans and naked several times in her life. She's like that.
We're just gonna be naked baby vampires running around.
Just thinking about it, like Genevieve's like, I've done nude modeling. This is fine.
There's a reason why Ramon accuses me of things. So,
first one's in the van. I'm assuming the bodyguard's with me, and then the other guard is out and about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go into the van. It's tools everywhere. If you were to look into the front seat, it would look very strange because there's like not a steering column. Like there's no steering wheel. There's just two levers on either side of the driver's seat. It's been completely reworked and reassembled. This is made by the mind of a madman who doesn't like the way
Turning
other things
circle,
work
though.
and decides to fix it.
A turning circle would be amazing, though.
So, as you sit down, Mike grabs a toolbox as you sit down, close the door. Do you have any solicitations for information or persuasions you would like to execute?
Can I roll an insight check to understand what the fuck he just meant?
Sure.
So I'm like,
Sure. Intelligence and it. Yeah.
Insight?
Sure. I mean, no, it's not really your charisma. I mean, you're not trying to charm him.
Manipulation?
Anything.
I mean,
I'm curious what would happen if you succeeded.
I am too. We can do wits and insight.
Okay, that works. Wait, make sure I got enough dice.
Just 2. Right? I mean, it's up to you. How...
It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's
All
very
right.
straightforward.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
She passed.
Okay. Do you have any questions or anything you want to convince me of?
No, let's just do this punk style and get it done.
Great. And he goes limp. So I'm going to astral project to try and look all the way through the armor to make sure there's no extra latches or kinks or anything in and out that I'm going to miss or anything. It's not like trapped or how it's actually held together. Or where's a good place to actually open it?
Sure. Yeah,
It's thinner in certain areas.
There doesn't seem to be any traps or, I mean, it seems that somebody with the skill like you have would be able to get them out of it. You know, you're there, and leave both them and the armor mostly intact.
Mostly.
Were that your choice?
Okay.
Mostly.
I'm gonna pop back, get some
Amelia
shiv or
comes back
something
and Amelia's
mature.
like,
Comes back and shortest route, just Dremel or grinder, depending if I can shim under it and cut her out. She was one of the welded, like the spot welded ones, wasn't she?
No, she's in the Kevlar ones.
Oh, okay. So least destructive. If I could just take it apart, I would, but you're saying I can't?
You can.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just take it apart then.
Yeah.
if you see any like symbols or anything in there, could you let me know? Just maybe.
And should I return this to Kai or to the prince? I mean,
Hers
if found,
was-
return.
Ah,
Or who to have her?
Javier.
Javier. Okay. No. Apparently, I'm supposed to return this to Javier.
Anything else on there at all? As she's like slowly getting the body stripped of like distress, completely naked, like, wait.
All right.
Next.
Amelia
Done.
looks-
Next.
Everything's fine.
Amelia's like, clothes? Looks around.
I have some duct tape.
Hell.
Fine.
Pasties, there we go.
Oh God. Duct tape pasties, you will not have nipples.
Where's could be gaff tape?
Okay.
Prefer electrical
Amelia
tape?
just like,
Electrical tape. Electrical tape will come
Okay.
out just fine.
Electrical tape will be a little bit more skin safe.
We had
Right.
multiple people with that. Yeah. Electrical tape is.
Yeah.
Has anyone else seen the
Paper
Black
plus
Tape
skin.
Project?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. It was.
Amelia
it was-
just
it was-
electrical
anyway.
tapes her tits.
Sure.
And then kind of walks out covering her bits and is just like, looks at the bodyguard outside, says, can I get some clothes? Dude.
As
I'm gonna go get the next person.
Yeah, as he goes to get the next one, as you start to like follow behind him, standing in the entryway is Trixie.
Hey. Babe.
No.
And she throws the most punk rock jacket you've ever seen in your life at you.
Thank you.
And a pair of pants. And it was like, this is more your style.
Very much so.
Your pockets now.
Pants, electrical tape pasties, and a jacket.
That is excellent. I
Awesome.
love this visual. It's good visual.
Need this drawn.
How's everybody? How are you?
I don't know.
I am trying my best to not put your life at risk.
I'm glad you're okay.
Trying. I'm not one of us. Wait.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to work it out later.
Stay, like, don't die.
Don't fuck up so that I don't die.
You know me.
You're really good at not fucking up. This is gonna go great.
I'm good at fucking up and then making the landing.
I'll see you soon. And she like kisses you on the cheek and lingers for just like a second longer.
And Amelia brings her hand up to like touch her face.
You just hear a like long sigh as
but Amelia pauses for a second and looks at her and says, "Why is it different?"
We'll have to talk about it.
Us talking, hey. Not really our strong point. We're really good at the other stuff. But
yeah, you should see what it's like now. And she winks at you and walks off. But like more like sachets away.
Oh, the sachet.
Amelia just blue screens.
Yeah.
Away.
Just fucking blue screens. Toreador plus it's just a blue screen.
Oh no. Is she enchanted now?
There goes that beautiful creature.
Girl pretty.
She is pretty.
I have one brain cell and it is now gone.
Yeah.
Amelia like shakes herself out. Suddenly is like, fuck yeah. Looks down at her new top/bra electrical tape thing and goes, fuck, this works. And walks back into the room.
All right.
But you do realize that if you fuck up, she's going to be fine, right? It's everyone else that's going to die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The rest of us.
She's no longer in
On the
danger or responsible.
She's no longer in
for those.
danger of your mistakes.
Just the rest of us.
That's not. I should clarify that, but I hope so. And Amelia just starts to smirk just a little bit.
Take it easy.
I'll go next.
No, I mean that. I mean that. Practice breathing. It's one of the easiest ways to tell you're young. You don't breathe. Practice breathing. Next.
Did Amelia just walk in the room with the rest of us?
Mm-hmm.
So Sylvie just kind of looks her up and down and like sees the electrical tape situation and just kind of cocks her head to the side.
And Amelia has the like post, I just saw my person and she kissed me and she flirted with me. I'm feeling myself right now, face, smirk.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But it's confusing because you guys don't know she saw her, so
You're just feeling yourself for no reason.
You're like, Whatever that guy
Just
just
got
did
back
to
from the
her.
van.
Whatever's happening in the van, guys.
Does it stay in the van? What happens if the van stays in the van?
I won't tell anyone.
Cornelia's Twitter painted.
Who wants
That
to
was
be
a
next?
fitting and a half.
I don't grind and tell.
I'll go next.
Okay.
This is our friendly reminder that San Antonio by night is for mature ages.
And depending on your country, that can vary.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Who's next?
Me.
All right.
The power suit.
Yep. With spikes off the side.
Hers is
Probably
also
poking eye out with it.
is Kevlar outside, but it is welded on the inside.
Okay.
Layered.
Same thing. Any questions or persuasions?
Yes. And
Okay.
do I need to also roll the insight to ask?
Yep. If you understand what he's asking.
Okay. Yeah. No, I asked. So, I have a feeling that you have a particular skill set when it comes to this kind of stuff. So the question is do you know of anybody else who would also have this skill set?
Anybody else that fixes things?
Well, that in particular would put the armors on us. Because it seems, I don't know, kind of unique. Why would the prince or the droplets?
Do I know anybody that can weld?
Does the armor look particular? Like, would you be able to recognize who made it?
I don't do art, really.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not here.
Yep. All right. Well, I will let you go ahead and take it off.
Okay. Well, do the searchy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Guts her out. Tape if you want it. Next.
If you want
Do you need cloths? Like any
It's probably a tarp.
rags that you would use?
Like a blue tarp.
When he
Drop
slides
off.
when he slides open the door, the woman that you have known as Mrs. Smith
Ooh.
is standing
Real pretty.
there. And says, "From my closet, I would like it back," and then turns and walks off.
Yes, ma'am. And what did she throw me? Because considering the kind of clothes she wears, it'd probably be some fancy ass dress or something.
I mean, it's no, not the ball gown girl, Miss Smith.
Oh.
The blonde.
Oh.
So like a suit. It's a suit.
Very nice. Okay. I'll just quickly put it on and get myself back to the room.
Simple. Streamlined.
Makes me look nice. And power. So yeah, that's what I'll do. That was the end of my questions that I came up with to begin with. So.
All right. Who's next?
Next.
I'll go if no one else is leaping to be undressed.
All right.
Never
Over
said
there.
that about a man.
Me.
So Genevieve will follow and
Any
receive the
questions
speech.
or persuasions? Yeah, receive the speech. Get the shit scared out of you.
Well, there's certainly she's a little unnerved, but the first thing actually, when you finish your speech, would be, would it make you feel better to weld it back together once it's off me?
No.
Okay, well, I mean, I assumed if it was fixing things, maybe.
I told you I can't tell her.
Oh, I just because you can't tell doesn't, like, in the sense.
She said she wanted it off.
Feeling? Well, she wants it off me, but once it's off me, doesn't it not kind of matter if it's still open?
I don't know. That was the whole point.
Fair enough. Trying to think if there's anything else she'd ask. So how old are you? Is that rude?
Yes.
Sorry.
Does he give the breathing advice to everyone?
I thought
I
he
assume
gave
he
that
gave
to
that
us
back
in the
to
room.
in the room, yeah.
Yeah,
In the room, yeah.
When he first
Okay.
brought Amelia back.
Okay.
How familiar are you with the different factions at play here?
Reasonably.
So, I don't know many of the names of things. Like, there's the Toreador and the Gangrel, but who are the others? Would you mind telling me?
It'd be vampiric knowledge. I wouldn't have any issue telling her what. No. So it'd be. What else is there? There's the Bruja. There's the Tremere.
The Nosferatu.
Nosferatus are here. Yep. Is it?
The
Ventru?
Ventru?
Yeah.
Ventru, Tremere, Bruja, Gangrel, Toreador, Nosferatu.
So,
Not in the city.
do the aesthetics of what we've all been put in, I mean, we're all different from each other, but does it match, I guess, the clan we belong to now in any way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seems pretty appropriate.
Okay.
Do you know the story about the bats and the elephant?
No. What's the story? I love a good tale.
We're gonna pause right there.
Okay.
So we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back with you in a minute.
Jesus.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Hi, Jared.
Activate. Activate. Okay.
All right, new ghouls. Not so many, but still each and every one of them important. Okay, we have Fraz 663, Coon Cannon, League of Himdi, Lepus Q, Liz Night Angel, and Tiger Nikki. Welcome to the family.
welcome back. We are going to rejoin our story.
So do you know about the bats and the elephant?
No, I've never heard of them.
Well, once upon a time, there were 7, was it 13, blind bats flapping around looking for food, but the only thing around was an elephant. So the first bat, named Gangrel, bit onto the elephant's tail and said, aha, the elephant is really a furry, twitchy animal constantly moving about. This is what I shall become. The second bat, named Bruja, bit the elephant's foot and said, aha, so the elephant is a great overwhelming force crushing anything blindly in its path. That is what I shall become. I lost it. The Vintru bat flew into the elephant's leg. Aha, said the Vintru bat. The elephant is really a strong, rugged structure capable of withstanding great weight, but with no flexibility. That is what I shall become. The Nosferatu bat, getting a bigger chunk of the elephant than everyone else, flew right up the elephant's ass. Aha, said the Nosferatu bat. The elephant is really an ugly, stinky thing hidden away in a cave. That is what I shall become. Then the Tremere bat bit the elephant's skull. Aha, said the Tremere bat. The elephant is really a tiny brain trying to control a massive body. That is what I shall become. The Toreador bat bit the elephant's upper lip. Aha, said the Toreador bat. The elephant is really a moist, wet hole or a long, hard shaft. That is what I shall become. The Malkavian bat, blinder than the rest, missed the elephant entirely. Aha, said the Malkavian bat. The elephant is really a big load of nothing that everyone is obsessing over. That is what I shall become.
It's certainly an interesting story. Thank you for sharing it with me.
That makes sense.
It's an old family story.
Sorry.
We've met.
Oh
You should read Malkavian poetry sometime. It's a blast.
I
Either
will
little
have
caterpillar ever thought about life? Me neither. Squish, right? So
I will have to look into. I'm sure there's many stories and poems that I may now have access to I would not have before.
lots of hidden wisdom.
How's it? I'm assuming he's like behind her getting her out, or like how is he approaching?
Any questions
Okay.
or persuasions?
I feel like she doesn't really have, like, she's just ruminating on everything he said, and also he's kind of intimidating, but like mostly she's still also like processing. So I think I'm good on questions at this point. I feel like there's probably stuff I should ask, but like that's an Arielle thing and not what Genevieve would do.
Okay. That's it. Let's just read around. Yeah. Carve her out.
So
Come
I
back.
assume he also offers her the electrical tape.
No one's taken the tarp yet.
Well, if I can't have any of my armor and there's that lace dress under it, I'm all right, thank you though.
Okay.
And she will walk out completely buck naked, confident, like as only an artist nude model could be.
Okay. Next. Or is someone coming up
Do
to
you
her?
take the dress with you? Or
Is she
you-
allowed to?
That's not the armor.
Yeah,
Okay.
the underdress.
Yeah, she'll keep the lace dress on then. Yeah, she'll put that back on or leave it on if it didn't come
Sure.
off.
Yeah.
Retcon the nude thing, but
Because
She
you
would
go
be
from
fine.
like R to PG-13. Adjust it.
I mean it's lace. It's not like it's hiding much, I imagine.
Yeah. When you come out, there's someone coming out with like a series of gowns,
Ooh.
and they're like,
Is it someone I recognize from
No.
before? Okay.
They were, yeah. No, you said you.
Okay, fine, sure, yeah. Is there something a little bit more, or I should say less see-through than this?
Take your pick, Mev.
Oh, thank you. These are beautiful. Yeah, she'll pick something that's like, if there's any of the options that are A, not see-through.
They are all non-see-through.
And B, like, has like some like something more A-line, or like that allows you to like move your legs a little bit more than like not something tight.
Yeah.
And straps, ideally. But
like a nice, lovely, like maroon. It's simple, but lovely.
Simple's fine, and she'll swap them. Also, once again, not giving a shit that anybody is seeing her naked. And she will. Are there shoes that go with this? Or am I barefoot forever?
You had shoes, didn't you?
I don't think I did. I don't remember if I did.
You woke up in shoes. Did you take some shoes?
If I had, I may have had shoes that matched the corset, but
yeah.
Are they part of the armor then if they're part of the corset?
No, you had the gladiator heels.
Oh, I do. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I just assumed naked. I went straight.
Except your feet.
You just got into a van with me and we just had to, so. If it wasn't for the gut of my brain to be homeless.
Sylvia will go next.
All right.
All right.
As you start to walk towards the van, you see Zara come out, and she has a bag.
Okay.
And she just like tosses it at you.
I catch it. Thank you.
Runs off.
Okay.
You guys notice that there is not a lot of talking to you happening.
Did.
Go ahead.
I just figured Mrs. Smith is, has always been a private person, and at this point is like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, Sylvie would notice that they didn't say anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Because she had been very talkative before. Okay, so I guess I get up into the van.
Sure. Any questions or persuasions?
Yeah. So why are there so few gangrels in the city? Do you know?
I don't keep track of a lot of the gangrels.
Is there a reason?
I think you should. There's actually a lot of gangrels in this city.
Then why I've only met 2? I'm confused.
That's a lot.
That's a lot? 2?
That's a lot. Yes.
Okay. So why do the gangrels and the werewolves somewhat get along?
Don't know.
You don't know. Okay. I think that's all I had. All the questions I had.
Okay.
So I lift up my armor and
he goes limp.
Astral
projects.
Comes to cut the chat.
Okay. I open the bag. I'm assuming there's clothes in the bag. Okay. So
I'm gonna get the next one.
The bag full of beef jerky.
Nothing else. So what is in the
bag full of electrical
tape?
Surprise!
Wrap it around me.
It'd be
all
a
the
look.
bits. All the bits.
It's like a simple jeans and t-shirt.
Okay. Is there a hoodie in there? Because I feel like that's the whole thing. Okay.
Yes, but it's one of those gas station Aztec striped ones.
Sure. Okay. I put it all on.
Everything smells of patchouli.
Great. Love it. Love that journey for me. Yeah. Okay.
Patchouli's actually a good smell with a terrible reputation.
It is. Yeah.
So
It's a terrible smell.
it's
I don't
good
like it at
like
all.
most
No,
things.
it's a good smell.
Patchouli,
Just-
unless you've had Oregon patchouli, because it's there
Maybe.
with the pot.
I mean, now it smells like getting rained on at a rock concert while smoking banana pills to get high. Like that's what patchouli smells like. Just-
Patchouli is like many smells where it is good in moderation, but like
yeah.
there's stores where if you walk in, you're just met with a wall of patchouli,
Yeah.
and you're just like nothing smells good at that concentration.
All right.
Cocaine. No.
Now we have to have a drug trigger warning. Ah.
Oh.
You've had those before.
I know.
Next.
Claudia's last but not least.
I guess
All right.
that's me.
Unless, yeah, you're not allowed to stay in it.
That's true. All right. I won't end you. Any questions or persuasions?
So if you can't tell if things are broken here,
Mm-hmm.
how do you know what to fix?
Prince told me to.
Do you have any theories on why you don't know what's broken here?
Nope.
Did this happen? Is there like a distinct geographical border where if you like take one step to one side, you can see the galaxy, and on the other side you can't?
It's not a hard line,
Okay.
but it's the city.
Okay. Has it always been this way?
Pretty much as when I found or noticed San Antonio, it was this way.
Okay. This, forgive me if this is too personal, but did you, before you were a vampire, did you have this ability to see things that were broken?
No, I was blind when I was a vampire. No, when I was human. I can see a lot more now.
So do you have the use of your sight now?
You mean like normal sight?
Mm.
What are you asking?
Yeah, like normal sight.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. Will you be able to get this armor off me without? Can I keep the tunic? It's a really nice tunic, and it would work really well for LARP costumes.
Is it incorporated into the GM? Is it incorporated into the armor?
It's underneath.
Oh,
She only told
can
me
I
to get the
keep
armor
it?
off. She only told me to get the armor off.
Awesome. That would be really cool if you could leave the tunic intact. Yeah. Where would you like me?
Sit down.
Okay, and Claudia will cooperate.
He's very compliant.
Nobody fought him.
I had a bodyguard, are you kidding me?
2 of them.
I had 2 guards.
To be fair to the likelihood of fighting, Genevieve was fighting with 3 guys. But she's chilled out. So I don't know that the bodyguard would have stopped her if she really wanted to try.
You probably would have been
a bad
in very
decision.
bad
Would
shape.
have been a
Would have
very bad decision.
Very bad decision.
She at least has a sense of self-preservation.
There you go.
Yep.
So, after everyone is done, your clothes. So, yes.
Does Claudia get approached by Sombra or someone? Or she just keeps the tunic.
She kept the tunic.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's fine.
I like outfit descriptions.
Well, we'll get your own couture at some point. So,
nice.
So as you
Can I get the prince's attention?
Yes. She's about.
Okay. Oh, Prince, did you want the armor? It says if found, return to. That could be the envelope or the contents.
I love the armor.
All right.
Is there anything written on it? You didn't look.
Okay. Actually, I would have seen because I was
Yeah.
investigating.
There were minor inscriptions on the inside of some of the pieces of armor.
Okay. Now, there were
Interesting.
the metallic ones had stuff inscribed on the inside. I'll be in town in case things break.
Well, it seems that one of the spokes has broken.
Do you need me to fix it?
I'm hoping they will.
Okay.
But they might need you for supplies.
Do they need my number?
You could give it to them if you wanted.
And Sylvie hands. Are they around? Are
I'm
you
up
hearing
to
all of
you.
this?
We're in the doorway.
It's your town, oh Prince.
Oh. And she leans in the door. Do not harass my friend. To you all.
We won't.
Amelia suddenly pays attention because she was very deep into photos of Trixie and brain dead Girlland. She's like, oh yeah, sure. Cool.
You may have his number, but you must convince him to help you if you need him.
Understood.
Turns around, looks at you. Is that fair?
Fair enough.
What can I do for you?
I need some more electrical tape.
I understand they seem to have run you out. Also, I brought you these. And she pulls out from behind her back a little sprig of
Rosemary,
rosemary.
thank you.
I feel like I just witnessed some very cute backstory thing that I am not aware of, but it was cute anyway.
100%, yes.
Okay, I'll take my number, put it in their phone, put it down.
Thank you.
I'm out of here.
Oh, tell them you're allowed to leave.
I'm allowed to leave.
No. When you get outside, we're not letting anyone leave, but you can leave.
Oh, stay. Who can leave?
You.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
You may go.
Thank you, oh Prince.
I love duct tape so much.
So did you mean leave the building? We can't leave the building?
No one can.
Okay. Sure.
Can I ask what's on the inside of the armor?
Not yet.
Okay.
When she got back,
I would like to look at it because it was given as a critique to me.
Okay.
And then you might be able to have it.
Okay.
Like, have it for real?
Oh, she's very excited.
She really seems to like that outfit.
It suited her.
Keep mine.
Cool outfit.
I'm really good with this.
When Genevieve had gotten back, she would have gone over to the whiteboard and like put the names that we now have of all the clans and like the notes, sort of the implied.
The elephant.
Well, not the elephant, but the implied notes about what each clan's characteristics or values might be.
Nosferatu, asshole.
And when it
did you write that down?
Did I write it down?
Did you write Nosferatu, asshole?
I mean, maybe.
Okay, so the prince looks and goes.
No, I mean,
oh no! Like
with
the
Steve right there.
Steve see that.
Okay, I won't.
No.
And then like slams the door shut.
Genevieve would have written like Nosferatu, like hidden cave sewer question mark based on what they were wearing.
That works.
She would not write that part. She would do some literary analysis while she was writing. She is good at.
Yes.
Oh, that's not
Tremere. Small brain, big body. Got it.
Amelia in her clothes is now like totally doing like the spread leg thing.
Yeah.
So like,
no, I'm just kidding.
Very friggin' comfortable and so much happier. And she turns around and she goes, like, do you think there's any way that we can get access or find a way to get those other glasses or the things that we don't have that were there? Like, would Steve possibly have contacts that could procure them?
The prince is gone, right?
I'm talking to the group.
Oh, sure.
So can we ask Steve if there's any way to acquire the items that are not here?
They indicated that they were going to go sweep, though.
Because the other glasses may be important. Maybe check in with him, see if they've acquired them.
It's been an hour.
Okay, maybe not. That's a bit much. Okay,
well,
so
I mean, they might.
I mean, you could ask.
They might be. I mean, it may be that they're not going to come back with that for us, but it could also just be that they still haven't finished finding everything.
Is it worth calling Steve and asking about what information the network actually got? Like, was it just our position, or was there any, like, where did the information in the system come to?
I feel like that's a worthy question to ask, but I don't know if we want to do that first or if we want to talk to the suspect first. I want to know who Monty is.
Oh. Do you want to request to speak to some people?
Might be worth it. I mean, is there anyone else the rest of you would like to? If we could divide and conquer in terms of talking to people.
I mean,
we're not allowed to leave, though.
No, but neither are they.
They can come in. They can be brought into the room potentially.
You may wonder why we have gathered you here today.
Can we call Steve and have him drag people in? Like,
ideally, leaving their arms attached to their bodies.
I mean, that's up to him.
At this point, we don't know.
Well, I guess what questions do you want to ask from who, apart from who's Monty? Like, we need. These are really powerful old people. We need to be able to have something.
Leverage of some sort.
Like an actual question path.
Well, I would imagine the blood bags would be a good place to start with regards to talking to my people. Considering I was found in a and I guess an infusion lab was where I woke up, so that makes sense as a good place to start.
We could also ask about the rates of new vampires joining their clans, if they've had many and how recently. And we could also ask about, I mean, we'd have to phrase it right, but we could ask about their feelings about the state of the city? If it's a critique.
Do we have marks? No, there's no marks or anything like that. Okay.
Did the
and your spot in which every single one of you had pulled out your has healed.
Okay.
Even though it was earlier this evening.
Teeth impressions, like matching up teeth too.
Dentition.
Yeah.
Claudia would probably be wondering right about now whether or not she's actually needed to go to the bathroom at all this evening.
She has not.
Has anyone else not needed to pee yet?
I'm gonna assume no.
Weird.
No.
I mean, I haven't been drinking anything other than blood, though.
That's still liquid.
Does it?
Really?
Yeah, blood still counts as liquid.
That's a bit weird, isn't it? Do vampires need to pee? Is that a thing?
I assumed that we don't.
You guys see this look across Genevieve's face as she's processing and then reveals what she's processing, which is, does that mean we're never going to have our periods ever again either, I guess?
Oh, darling, you're never having children.
That's not what I was asking about.
I just thought I'd put that out there if we ever had the desire.
Sylvie, you have been awake the longest.
Mm-hmm.
No desire aside from to eat.
Yeah. Just no reason to pee.
Yeah, Genevieve's point was not about baby having. It was about the period part having.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but at least a couple of us have killed somebody, right? And drunk
liters of blood. Yes,
I would assume so if none of us have needed to pee, and let's say humans have about 5 liters of blood in them, I think. So assuming that at least a couple of us have killed somebody tonight and drunk them dry, that's an awful lot of liquid that is coming in but not going out. Where's it going?
It don't make sense. I could not begin to fathom.
Maybe it just gets absorbed?
But even there's still loss. There's not perfect absorption.
I don't know.
I mean, we've kind of ventured into the realm of magical things, because, I mean, TV, everything, vampires are magical creatures.
But we don't breathe anymore.
Yeah, that too.
That's true. It's kind of a weird intersection with the science, though, because, we all have had blood bags attached to us, I think, and
the question is, were those blood bags used to keep us sedated?
Or to turn us in some
morgue.
way.
It was cold. Well, that's weird. Morgues are cold, but I wasn't feeling cold when I woke up.
Did you wake up in a morgue?
Yeah, I woke up in a morgue on the military base.
Oh, okay.
So,
wait, was I the only person who woke up somewhere nice?
I mean, I woke up underground.
I woke up in an infusion lab, like in a chair.
And you woke up in a junkie's place, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that again. It just makes me feel really good.
She did make the face at you. That wasn't just me.
So, yes.
None of this makes any sense. None of this makes sense.
If that's the thing you're worried about, I mean, we have a lot bigger issues to worry about than whether or not I have to pee
Claudia,
today.
if it makes you feel any better, I have dated a vampire on and off for a while now, and I've never seen her pee. Ever.
I was
that
going
means
to
she doesn't
ask
get
you if Trixie
UTIs.
was a vampire, like a full-on vampire.
Well, if she wasn't and I was drinking her blood, that would be very
I don't know everything about what you've been
Once
telling
again,
me is
you'd
weird.
be surprised.
I don't know things. See, yesterday, vampires weren't real. At least to me.
Nor I.
So, a human drinking another human's blood, I mean, I feel like that's more logical than vampires. So.
And it does happen. There's a weird little like niche communities that like unless they actually
I'm
are
not one to
vampires.
kink shame, but that's not what was happening with me.
Okay, fair.
We're not suggesting that it is what's necessarily happening with you.
We just didn't have all the information until just now.
But that makes more sense to what we knew, because the rest of us didn't know vampires were real until today or yesterday.
Nor did you, really.
She's pretending she does.
Sorry, you're doing a good enough job. I wanted to remind you didn't actually. I apologize.
What do you mean? Amelia lying and pretending that she's like totally in control of situations that she's totally not of? Yes, I totally knew my girlfriend was a vampire and understood that our relationship was built off a lie. You know what?
And not just a weird kinky thing she was into you doing.
So my question, Amelia, is was your obsession with Trixie connected with drinking her blood?
I need him. Fuck.
Yeah, you can take.
And Amelia just like storms off into a corner and starts muttering to herself really aggressively, like ranting.
So the more you think about it, the more you realize that every time that your relationship got rocky, there seemed to be an addition of you would have more of her blood and then things would be fine again.
Amelia kind of like walks back and says, yes. Yeah. Not possibly. Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe this is good because you'll be able to sort of be clearer with her going forward.
But not the clan she wanted to be.
No, true. But you'll be able to go. You maybe it'll aid with this investigation if you're not constantly thinking of her. That might help.
Yeah. Thinking more objectively because we do have suspects and they could be one.
Genevieve's going to be like either rewriting or drawing lines to the names we do know and what clans we're pretty sure they're in.
Yeah.
Those assertions are all correct.
All right.
Sorry, Amelia. That must suck so much to realize.
yeah.
And I just walk over and I don't know what she would like as far as comfort is concerned, but just to like
It's really hard to like put your hand on her shoulder because it's all spikes.
Yeah, but like on her the back, her like
Also probably spikes.
Pat her on the butt.
The only safe place are probably the
Fuck up.
electrical tape titties.
Electric
but different kind of show. Different kind of show.
Sorry.
Amelia just kind of gives Sylvie the up nod in understanding, but in a very Sylvie move, steps backwards.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she just suddenly like picks up her phone and like pegs it against the wall.
Valid.
Wasn't functioning anyway.
Just serving to remind. So, where do we go from here?
Well, so we want to talk to people, and we want to ask them about the rates for like new vampires in their clans, whether they've had more or when. We wanted to ask about the general, see if we can get a sense of their general demeanor towards the state of the city from a vampiric perspective. There was another one. What was the first one we were talking about?
Don't forget, you all have to find people to train you in each of the clans.
Oh, that's right.
Also, we were talking about Claudia's people. Actually,
yes, looking at the blood.
Because they're the sciencey ones.
Where that came from. And if they can type it as, what did you call it, Amelia? Vit something?
Vampire blood, vitae.
Okay, yeah.
It's
so if it's
what Trixie mentioned it a couple of times, like when we were doing stuff.
So whether it's vitae or just regular blood, and if there's anything in it in terms of sedateness or something. Did we have, I know I wanted to specifically see if I could figure out who the hell Monty is and what deal he has with my uncle that my uncle mentioned on his phone message to me.
Maybe Steve could find Monty.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking maybe if we start with whoever, whatever clan Monty's part of. Because I think the prince looked at him.
Amelia, you know that Monty is the head guy
of the Bruja.
He's above Javier.
I know who Monty is.
Okay. Well, he has some kind of arrangement with my uncle. I just don't know what it is. I mean, my uncle mentioned it on, like, he left this voicemail on my phone.
He's a Bruja.
Like, to me, he's a what?
He's a Bruja.
That's weird.
And he's the big bad man.
Well, he's still one of our suspects.
I'm just saying that's very interesting.
I also have lots of questions if you could not pick up on it. Because the way my uncle was talking about it on the message, he left it on my phone as though it was either me or whoever had taken me might be listening to it. And one of, like, part of the message, he addressed Monty specifically as, like, if this is you, this isn't how the arrangement was supposed to go. So I don't know what that's about. And it is kind of damning considering the current situation, wouldn't you think?
Look, I'm not one to... And again, Amelia's accent starts to get really strangely southern again. I'm not one to, like, drag other people into a pit of despair with me, but sounds like your uncle fucked you over.
And Sylvie's eyes just narrow at the thought of someone serving someone else up to the vampires.
Either
And
he did
why
or he
would
had
he be
plans to.
connected to what's with your family that has, or your uncle? that
I
has
would,
some
at this
kind of
point, it's
connection?
just my
That's a-
uncle as far as I know, which isn't necessarily all it is, but at this point, I'm just thinking it's my uncle.
Can
Because
Steve
I
drag
had
in
no
your
idea, and
uncle?
I don't know anyone else who knows a Monty in my immediate family. So my brothers or my mama or dad.
Well, if you said that the prince made eyes towards someone when they said Monty,
When I mentioned Monty, yeah, remember?
Monty was in the room.
Yeah,
And the
that's
Monty
what I'm
that I
saying.
know is the head of the brouhaha.
Well, so that's my question is just about what the arrangement is. I'm not gonna necessarily point fingers at anyone else in my family other than the fact that I know the fact that my uncle's involved.
Can Steve bring him in? Maybe both at the same time.
It's a place to start. We could still ask him all the other questions we
Can
have.
we get your Uncle Chris?
And I'll just like be
would
as
not have a
boring as
problem
possible.
with that necessarily. I would like to have words with him, but that might be a little bit more
So
of
would
a
I.
kerfuffle than the prince might want.
I'm fine with it.
But we
Are
don't
you
want to
guys
screw
gonna
up. 'cause then-
ask for
mean-
assistance with anyone outside the room?
I think we have established that we want to talk to Steve and see if we can
Yeah.
talk to somebody.
See if Steve can't bring in
He's
those
around
two people.
if you want to talk.
Is he just hanging out in the hallway?
Well,
Hey,
we've got his phone number.
Stick our heads out.
You
I
have
mean, we're
Steve's-
told we weren't
yeah.
supposed to leave.
We have Steve's phone number. We can call him.
That's true. But if he's just outside,
Because I would argue, my
Yeah.
argument would be that the Bruja have short tempers,
so do I.
and you're more likely to get information out of Uncle Chris first and use that information to talk to Monty.
it's possible. But
Let's
I don't
just say that
know.
Uncle Chris is probably easier to convince.
I could convince him
Then-
without being a vampire. But I don't know that that's something that the prince would allow since she had such a concern about witnesses.
He already is a witness.
He already knows,
and he
yeah, he
already
already
is
knows what's
involved.
going on.
And I'm sure
I'm
the
just
prince would
concerned
want
that
his
he'll
head
get
on a
anyone else
platter.
involved if he gets pulled here. You talk about
Here's-
keeping secrets to protect people. I don't want to get the rest
I
of my
think
family involved
Steve-
if they're not.
But if they are,
Well, if they are, that's a different question.
If they
Well,
are, I'll
well,
kill
I
them.
have right now.
It's fine.
I mean, I'm happy to make the phone call to Steve, unless you want to make the phone call to Steve.
No, I have no problem. Whoever wants to touch the phone, that's the burner phone with Steve's number,
Well,
can do
I'm
it.
just trying to have some kind of like etiquette with the concept that it's your uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've established that we want to talk to somebody. We should at least ask whether it's possible to pull a non-vampire. I think he's not a vampire in here before we assume that we can do it. That's just my point. Is like we don't know if they're gonna say yes.
We're
not gonna know
What's
until
going
we
to happen
ask.
to the rest of our families now, though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is we can ask. I'm just making the point that we don't know for sure that it'll be granted.
The Bruja were my family, and apparently they were fucking me over too. So I don't really have one.
And I only have
Well,
Emma, and as far as I know, she has disappeared.
Claudia, do you have
You
family?
see, I do. I have my sister, and I mean, I don't talk to my parents very much, but I have my parents. And what about our jobs and our friends, and what's going to happen? I mean, have we just disappeared? Is that what?
Genevieve is gonna go over and like gently offer to take Claudia's hands, just to like give her something to hold on to. We'll
She'll
figure it
grab
out.
Your hands.
She'll squeeze you like just a little bit. We'll figure it out. You're not alone, even if we can't go back to our families. We don't know what's happening yet, and we want answers regardless, don't we? It's a little hard to
Yeah, but-
change.
I want my family to be okay, though.
I
mean,
understand.
The prince has never threatened our families. That's the one thing that she hasn't done. She didn't say, if you guys fuck up, I will kill your families. She said, if you fuck up, we'll kill you. So
Yeah,
I think,
but there's still that. The way she said witnesses concerns me.
yeah, but if your Uncle Chris already, I mean, if
he's involved somehow,
so he knows about vampires. It's not like we're breaking any rules with him because he already knows.
Mm-hmm. So, would you like to make the call now,
Sure.
Steve? Or...
Why not? Whoever wants. I mean, yeah. If you prefer it to be me.
Look, if it's your uncle. I'm just saying, if he gets called in,
Sylvie just takes the phone, hits the button, and puts it on speakerphone and sits it in the center of the table.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
Welcome to our conference call. Steve, we need your assistance. Please hold while the CEO puts you through.
There's a brief ring. Steve.
Hi, Steve. This is the problem children. We have a strategy we'd like to implement in terms of how we're going to start finding some answers.
Hold on. I hangs up the phone. Literally, 20 seconds later, the door opens.
Hello, Steve. Would it be possible for outside witnesses to be brought in? All right. Would it be possible to make contact with people we know already have contact with people who are in here?
I don't think
my uncle Chris has some arrangement with Monty, and we would like information about that arrangement.
Then you need to talk to Monty.
All right. Can we talk to him?
I have full confidence that Monty did not break the masquerade.
Well, whether he did or not, I still want answers about the other parts that are pieces of play.
Doesn't mean that your uncle knows anything.
No, but it was specifically about that. So if we're not allowed to bring in outside witnesses, that's fine. Would you mind bringing Monty and... She looks over at Amelia. Do we want Javier too, or...
You seriously want me to go get... I'm not your messenger boy.
No, but whatever
I want to be very clear.
Whatever arrangement
These people
needs to be made
are bigger and badder than you. And they will not take kindly to me or you fetching for them.
I'm not suggesting... Fine. I'm not suggesting that we turn this into some power trip. That's not what I meant to do. I was just under the impression we weren't allowed to leave this room. If we are, we can go
where we want. You're not allowed to leave Elysium.
What does that mean?
As soon as he says that, Amelia just gets up and says, "Where's Trixie?"
She's with the other brew, huh?
She just fucking goes to start a fight.
Looks like you found a direction.
Thank you so much, Steve.
We're allowed to go.
Amelia's just storming out.
Amelia is gone. At least it seems like we're allowed to have run of the Elysium, I guess this place is called.
Is that complex? Is that the city, the district, the vampire
I'm
district?
sure.
Are you asking Steve that, or
yes. I don't understand what Elysium is. I don't want to make you upset by asking too many questions, but I want to know what our...
Elysium means asylum. This place is an asylum.
So
there
this
are
building.
Elysiums all over the city, but this particular one has been put on lockdown since court.
Everyone's locked in. Perfect.
The prince is giving you an opportunity.
Everyone who was in court is in this building. Yes. So Monty's here.
Yes.
So we can go. Let's go find Monty. If he's in here.
I think finding Monty might be as simple as following Amelia's trail at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow her. Side-eye Steve a little bit. Just like, hey, I'm gonna go that way. After her.
Yeah. Genevieve's gonna look at the others. Do we want to go together, or?
It's a terrible. I think it's a bad idea to split up at this point.
Claudia's gone. She took
Claudia
off
already
Amelia.
Went. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I didn't notice Claudia leave. Izzy,
I just love the idea of Amelia storming down the halls and
Claudia shuffling after.
Yeah, right
Going,
behind
babe,
Claudia.
In her little tunic.
babe,
Oh, did Izzy already
rethink
leave
your
too?
ideas.
Was it just Sylvie and Genevieve still having a conversation with Steve?
And Izzy, I think too.
I was there, but like as soon as start going, be like, okay, I'm going.
So yeah, so Genevieve will, I assume Sylvie's starting heading out. Izzy's also already obviously gone. As we're like kind of like shuffling past, she's like, thank you so much. I didn't mean to make any missteps. I just wanted to know how we began our investigation besides drawing on the whiteboard. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And she'll like
And he just like raises an eyebrow. Like,
yeah, she's out. She's falling. Where Sylvie's falling. Izzy who's falling. Claudia who's falling.
down the hallway.
that's our marching
After
order.
Claudia.
Go for it.
our five
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
shuffling through the Elysium.
Sure. So as you go down, there seems to be a series of hallways. They all seem to actually be like in that same spoke, like off in the same direction, away from like, so you realize that room is in the middle, and it's all kind of.
It takes Amelia a little bit of like aggressively walking around, not
Sure.
knowing where she's going until she figures out the spoke, and then figures out where to go to find the Bruja, theoretically in her brain. But it takes her a little while to go. I'm angry walking.
Angry walking.
Now I'm going.
They're just following.
Yeah, and everybody's just following her around.
How-
Like
how
the
fast
second
are
or
you
third
going?
time you like walk past, Steve just like starts to giggle.
Beautiful.
Like, how fast are you going? Would we have been able to catch up to you?
I feel like
Probably. Like she's fast, but she's not fast yet, and she's more angry walking. Like you don't run when you're angry walking. You're kind of like
Power walking.
aggressively. She's being the elephant's foot right now.
yes. I feel like the rest of us would have clustered up together, sort of, but still left
Yeah.
in his space.
Like, let's give her a little bit of
We're like, whatever you're going towards is gonna be valid.
Like the other way?
We feel like we should be there, but we do
In
not
her
want to get
electrical
caught,
tabletop.
caught in the splash zone.
So you find the hallway. It's a series of rooms.
And she just yells at the top of her fucking voice. Out for Trixie.
Oh no.
And you see like a couple of like a couple people you recognize. Everybody kind of like so they're not doorways. There's some kind of like there seems to be like lounges. And then there is like an office at the end of each hall. But like one person like, and it's Butch, right? And he like sticks his head out after you yelled, and his eyes are really wide, and he's like,
He's like, fucking, I'm not getting involved in. Bitches be fighting, get the fuck out of the way.
and she comes around the edge. You bang.
I can quickly glancing around. Can Amelia see where Monty would be?
You would assume he would be back in the office.
She turns to
The group?
the group and says, "Monty's that way," and then like leans forward and grabs Trixie by the top of her front of her shirt and is like, "What the fuck did you do to me?"
Jennifer's gonna, like,
Was any of it real? Was this all a lie? Is this what the fuck?
What's your strength in your brawl?
Well, my brawl is now 0. It was previously 2.
Yeah.
My strength is 2.
Okay.
See how it is. I'm just kidding.
So,
I sacrificed this ability to be able to use a baseball bat.
Yes.
Because aesthetics.
Yes. Understandable.
She's gonna match me.
Oh no.
It's just
oh,
for the
she really masters you. I just rolled 3 9s and 2 10s.
Oh yeah.
Oh
No.
shit.
Yeah, Genevieve's like,
They're
as
on
this
me.
is starting to go down shit, and Genevieve's just like, Do you
So
think
you
we should
grab her by
actually
the
go
shirt,
swimming,
and when you said, "Is any of it real?" she just like grabs your hands from her, slams you across the hallway, like stronger than you ever knew that she was. Gets in your face and says, "What do you think?"
You know.
Sylvie is
Was
gonna...
I just a fucking toy to you?
Don't you care about some of your toys?
Do you think we should go find Monty, guys, or should we stay?
Yeah, Sylvie just grabs onto the back of her coat or shirt or whatever she's wearing, Trixie, and just wrenches her away from Amelia.
All right, Claudia, Izzy, do you think we should stay or should we go?
When you try to grab her, she just like shrugs you off.
I mean, I'm
kind of responsible.
You can roll it if you want.
We're all responsible for each
What
other.
would you like
but
me to
also,
roll?
like-
How would you like me to do this?
You may roll strength and brawl.
Okay. So
And
I
you're
have
trying to beat my
oh god,
roll.
the one you just did.
Yeah.
Great. Good. Excellent. I don't like that one. I don't like that one.
We're being selective with our D10s.
Yes, we are.
Amelia is currently a dent in the plaster.
That poor wall.
It's fine. There's lots of dents in that walls over on this side.
Fair enough. Never mind. This is the Bruja spoke. There's probably lots of dents.
Okay.
It didn't. It not even close. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So she like doesn't even acknowledge that you're like trying to pull at her.
And of course, because it's Amelia and Trixie, there is like this like tension at the same time of like aggression and sex. And Amelia's just like, so now I'm not a toy anymore.
No, you're not, apparently.
So I'm not a toy anymore. What does that mean?
You are your own person. You can do anything that you want. Although you had the ability to do that before.
Did I really?
This is what you asked for.
Fucking hate you.
No, you don't. And she like grabs your face and like anger kisses you and then clocks you across the head.
Shit.
I think you have people to talk to. So before you come up in here making accusations, you want to make a fucking display? I'll make a display. You want to talk about you and I? Then we can talk about you and I. But if you want to have this conversation in front of your new friends and everybody in hell and creation, then we'll have it.
I know.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right. Do you want to come with us to find Monty? She asks Amelia.
Amelia is just like starts walking backwards, but is like still looking at Trixie.
Trixie has walked towards
no.
Fuck away from you.
And she's just kind of like brushing plaster off herself and picking it out of her hair. And then she turns around and goes, fuck that fucking woman! And then just like,
yeah.
You need to find a less problematic girlfriend.
Maybe one who don't hit you like that?
That.
You know, getting back to work is a good distraction, and we do have a job to do right now.
Good plan.
So, since we do know where Monty
old
is,
habits.
Yep, I get it.
It's the
totally fine.
Nature versus nurture thing, right? I was brought up like this. This is how we talk.
Sure, sure. Yeah,
Monty's
and
that
been
way.
for many years. I understand that language. We do probably should get moving though.
Yeah, Jen's gonna start leading the the way, I guess, sort of taking at least charge of this part because she has the most personal connection to wanting answers specifically from Monty, and perhaps is the most, well, not the most guaranteeably polite, but definitely not Amelia. We don't want Amelia making first impressions.
So you already know her, actually. So as you walk down the hall, and
Butch is just like, fuck Amelia.
Yeah, everybody's like she fucking whooped your ass in front of everybody.
Claudia goes up to Amelia and just says, are you hurt? Physically?
Physically, my ego, my standing with my friends, but I guess they all kind of knew she stepped on me anyway, so it doesn't really change that much, does it?
But we're your friends now.
They were my family.
I know. But
anyway, let's see if someone else has been betrayed by their family recently.
Oh yes, let's figure this out. And she's gonna, I assume we're like making our way to the office, and Genevieve's gonna knock on the closed door.
Oh, but on the way, Amelia is gonna find like the one runt of the group that she knows is the runt, that she's pretty sure she can, and just like turns around and smacks him in the face.
Bruja runt. Okay.
I thought you meant me. I thought we were going with me.
No.
Are you really?
I'm not. I don't think that I am, but my brain went to me.
No,
well,
not
the
you.
Bruja run, not the run of us.
Oh, sure.
She means the Are you really gonna?
No. I just, my brain is like Bruja brain, but I'm like, I'm not a Bruja anymore. You might get it.
No, but you could like lock eyes with them and then just do like this, but not actually do anything. I don't know if that's better or worse.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. If that's what you want to do,
get us killed. Why don't you?
I'm sorry.
We just got our armor off, man.
You guys are so fucking vulnerable.
They're killable now.
Very, very.
I am
going to fight everyone.
She's gonna start another frenzy Bruja fight. Like this will be her second one in 4 episodes. Like,
and I just take her shoulders and move her
actually,
towards
Amelia
Monty.
goes to do it, but Sylvie saves the day and is like, nope. But Amelia's still making death eyes of like at
That's
the
fine.
Like,
death eyes are fine.
I could take you. I could
take you. Yeah.
But I will be kind. I'll save you the embarrassment.
Thank you.
Okay, so we knock on the door.
We're knocking on Monty's door.
I haven't killed us yet. Yay.
Yet. We're on episode 4.
We're doing great, guys.
Doing great. All right.
So
you knock on the
door, and then she's gonna just like make sure she's all like prim and straightened, and her hair's gonna be fine.
And Sylvie's gonna get as animalistic as she can, and just like right behind her, like waiting.
I love this.
I'm
your goddamn bodyguard.
Oh.
That's it.
All right. She knocks on the door. Door swings open. There's just like a grunt kind of person standing there.
We'd like to speak with Monty, please. On that task that the prince sent us to solve.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna be speaking to everyone. We kind of followed Amelia here because she had some words to have with her girlfriend Trixie, and while we might as well.
Like leans over.
Yeah, fuck it.
We'll get some music out of it, all right?
Fuck yeah. She stomped me like a bitch.
Yeah.
That's Trixie.
You are a bitch.
You're an asshole. Just get out of the way and let them have their little chit chat with Monty. I think her uncle sold her out.
Yeah,
she's gonna
have
have
some questions.
Stellar.
You can say that.
So they get out. He's like, all right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Amelia's just like looking.
And he like leans against the wall. It's that one. Points to the one on the left. There are 2 doors.
All right. Genevieve's gonna lead the way again and knock again. She was raised polite. I know Bruja are not like that, but...
May I help you?
Yes, I figured I should probably introduce myself. I'm Genevieve Wilson. You know my Uncle Chris. He may have implied some things about an arrangement the two of you had, and I was just curious about what that might be.
You need to shut the fuck up. You may come in.
Okay. She'll enter.
Do you understand? This is the cowboy looking guy.
Yeah.
By the way. Big, tall, tip gown hat. He's in like a suit jacket, but, very like. Do you understand that your brothers have been kicking over hornets' nests all over this city? And that there has been fights breaking out? And that fairly soon, if this continues, I will have to put them all down because they have started a gang war, which is not something that I need happening on top of the other fucking problems I got. And you come in here making accusations when you know nothing about our rules or my position. You don't even know who I am.
That's why I came to you. Because I don't know. I'm not trying to make accusations. I want information.
Then try again, princess. Go out, knock again, and come back in here like a proper fucking lady.
She'll get up and shut the door or whatever, but kind of give the group a look of I don't know why what I said was not like a lady, but okay.
Amelia will turn around to go, grovel. I warned you. You need to fucking grovel.
I wasn't being insulting or impolite.
Yeah, I don't
need to grovel and ask so politely that he's doing you the world's biggest favor and acknowledge all his power and that he's better than you.
To be fair, he's not wrong. We don't know shit. We don't know anything about anybody's power or the rules, and no one's bothered to explain it to us. So if you have anything that could enlighten us, that would be great besides just telling me to grovel.
That's the key. To get the information we need, you have to put your pride aside for 5 minutes.
It's not about that. I'm just concerned that Amelia seems to have been understandably keeping secrets, but that the secrets become important after the fact that we know we needed to know them.
I tried to tell you last time before we went into the meeting that the people here are bigger and badder and expect that we are like flies. They, as far as I know, literally, I have been a loyal servant of these people for years, and their figurehead musically and publicly. And when they found out about me, they beat the living shit out of me for 4 hours.
Well, it does kind of seem like that's how they say I love you.
This was not I love you.
Oh, I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying that based on what you've shown us with Trixie, that doesn't seem out of the course.
I'm just trying to give you some advice on how to get the information that you want. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to say, these people...
I'm just confused.
Okay, Sylvie's just gonna take Jen's hand and just give it a squeeze and tell her to breathe.
Right, we don't know how to breathe without remembering. That's true.
Just breathe and be as subservient as possible. I know that's not your nature. I don't.
Well, it's not about not being subservient. I thought I was being as polite and
okay.
Doesn't agree with that though.
Polite.
Yes.
You're used to human polite. Vampire society, so far, everything we've seen has a lot more structure, a lot more, protocols and etiquette.
Have you been to
More
a
than
church
what we're
picnic
used to.
before?
So, saying you've got somebody here who already has information and they're giving it to you.
I mean, it doesn't really feel like I'm being given information exactly. It just, a one-word answer isn't really information, is all I'm saying.
But he's saying that he will.
No, I'm
give
talking
the-
about you, Amelia.
But he's saying he'll give you the. I can only do what I can do to try to help you, and you can take my advice
I'm
or
not.
take
I'm
my
not
advice.
saying that.
I'm trying to say is, he is telling you. He wants you on to respect his. How do I say this?
Authority.
I do.
And
I'm not. I don't. I'm not respecting his authority though.
But he wants more.
If this is too much for you right now, I know that there's a contact that I should probably go look for. And we know that Claudia needs to go find her lab people. So that is a possibility that
I would respectfully argue that
we're
when
already
you've been
here.
asked to leave the room and come back and be
Yeah.
a lady, and
I
act
feel like the
politely,
longer we're out
and you
here, the
don't,
worse it's gonna get.
you will bring the wrath. I don't know how to describe it in any other way to you, Genevieve. Put your nose to the floor and scrape and bow.
Don't speak unless spoken to.
Like it's not actually about being polite. It's about acknowledging his power, acknowledging his position, acknowledging that you are nothing. And I'm not meaning that as an attack, but in reference to him. These are gangs. Like, you have to. We're bitches. And they're the bosses. And you have to fall in line. And the way that you do that is you go in and say, hi.
Well, that's what
please, can you
did.
please help me? Please, can you help me? My uncle maybe left a message saying this, and I'm wanting to understand as part of, like, put it more that you're needing something from him desperately, and that he is doing you a favor, and that he is helping you.
Do you
Does
have
that
your
make sense?
phone? Could you play it for him? Be like, this is what I have, and I don't understand it.
Sure, that's a good idea. And she'll like fish it out from. I'm headcaning this dress has pockets.
Yes.
No problem.
Yeah, she'll pull the phone out, and then take a breath, and turn around and knock again.
Come in.
She'll enter and goes, "Hello, I understand I may be interrupting some business, and I don't mean to take too much of your time, but I was wondering if I might beseech you for some assistance, perhaps?"
I'm Monty.
"Hello, Monty, lovely to meet you. I've heard your name, but have never met, obviously. I'm Genevieve Wilson.
Nice to meet you.
My uncle left a message for me on my phone that seemed it really was meant for you, and I was wondering if you might be interested in hearing it."
Sure.
All right, so she will put the phone down and play the message for him. "And I was just curious, and it might help with the current situation, predicament that, my fellows and I find ourselves in, if you might be so kind as to shed some light on what might be going on, and we are walking into stuff without information."
Your uncle misunderstood.
Understandably, but I'm not sure I understand any better, and I'd like to be able to help.
bunch of years ago, there was a deal that was made between members of your family and my people. One favor. I would give them one favor. Now, when you disappeared, I received a message asking for help. I did not oblige my favor at that time.
Of course, that's your prerogative to dispense your favor as you see fit.
So whatever your uncle thinks the arrangement is, he's mistaken. You're showing up missing, and my name being used on his lips is an unfortunate coincidence.
I was just curious about making sure that we had the facts straight, and thank you for helping us. And I mean, I'm not sure how I can help with my
what was the deal?
Brothers raising hell.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. Now it's my turn since I gave you
Fair.
information so freely. Call them off.
I would be happy to do so if I could call them, but I wasn't. My phone doesn't call out. The only reason I was able to reach my Uncle Chris in the first place was I asked a very kind gas station clerk if I could borrow his.
We'll get you access to a phone.
That'd
Under
be
the circumstances
wonderful.
that you specifically will tell your Uncle Chris that you were perfectly fine. You are mistaken about the circumstances in which you were in and have decided to run off.
I'm sure I can come up with a believable story.
Work on that.
Oh, I'm sure they have there's a certain person in specific that they might believe I would run off with instead of just running off alone, is all I'm saying. And he's not usually easy to contact. So thank you so much for all of your help. Is there anything besides whatever access I get to my brothers to call them off from whatever hell they're raising?
No, I'm just saying. These gang wars continue because they keep kicking over hornets' nests looking for you. I'll kill them.
I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't do that, and I'll do all I can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Thank you.
She'll actually 'cause she hasn't taken a seat. She'll just give a curtsy and back up towards the door.
Hello.
Better job the second time. And the door shuts.
Well done.
No groveling necessary. That to Genevieve was not groveling.
It worked though.
Yep.
All that matters.
So yeah. Absolutely that it worked is what matters, but the point of when you say grovel, that's not what she just did, was not what she pictures when you say grovel.
Tomato, tomato.
Oh, I know.
Jersey tomato?
Full circle. We're back full circle.
Yeah. So hey, whatever worked, but just in terms of the semantics of it and why she said that is that wasn't to her, that wasn't groveling.
Got it.
All right. There is a door next to you. That was not Monty's.
I'm assuming that might be Javier's. Did you want to speak with him? Or do you think we should speak with him? I mean, I don't know that I should be the one. I only have a connection with Monty.
Should be Amelia there.
Maybe. Or if we wanted to...
Amelia knocks on the door.
Oh, no. Or if we wanted Claudia to ask the questions about the sciencey stuff. That works.
I don't know that this guy out here knows
He
much.
rips the door open,
No, that's fair.
and Javier is standing there. Amelia.
Oh.
Heard you picked a fight in my hallway. Well, Monty's hallway, technically.
I just get the vibe from the way that you reacted when I came. And Amelia goes to say home. And the word starts on her mouth to your club. That doesn't really give me the vibe that you guys were actually involved. But internal wars are distracting to the major war, and from what I understand, the Bruja do most of the fighting. So
We have nothing to distract us from. You know what I'm saying? We do all the fighting. We're the ones doing this fucking war. Everybody else is just bullshit. So if there was something that was gonna happen, it'd be happening with those other motherfuckers because I'm too busy
that's what I'm saying.
running all these soldiers all over the place. And then you fucking show up. Now I got one of my best fucking soldiers with her panties all up in a goddamn twist.
I will resolve that. I guess my question was, there's a part of this that seems particularly, let's just say, the insult of my existence.
Mm-hmm.
Any clue as who would want to shit in your house?
They already did.
Any insights?
I mean, Dolores thinks she's the fucking queen of the goddamn universe. She thinks she can throw a party. She's not seen the club on a Saturday.
I know I'm not.
If I was gonna point fingers, that's where my finger would go.
I know I'm not one of yours anymore.
Yeah.
But
Good luck with that. And you actually mean Monty's. I think you're a little
Sorry.
confused.
I know I'm not one of Monty's anymore. But thank you. You did kind of raise me
Yep.
and make me into what I am. And I would literally be a piece of club trash without.
Well,
Monty.
you got your opportunity to beat Kindred. So at least don't fuck that part up. Now gotta go find a fucking yuppie motherfucker to train you. You have such a charming personality.
I know, and people just aren't I just made for the Toreador? What the fuck was someone thinking?
You do sing.
I don't know. Okay. Thank you. Anyway, I guess I'll see you around.
Sort that shit out. I need her back out there. He shuts the door.
It looks like my business here is concluded.
Well, we've got some of the answers we were looking for from here, at least. Between some basis of information about the deal and apparently what my family is. I really shouldn't be surprised. And also what the feeling towards the silence of the city is courtesy of Javier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we're gonna migrate our way out of the Bruja.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Enclave.
you're walking back towards the middle.
Do we go to the science kids?
Whoever wants to have their answers first, next, I guess?
Go back.
I mean, we know that the Bruja might be unsatisfied with the nature of the situation as it stands, considering they're taking all of the front line and any line stances. So even if they're not at the upper level particularly free to do something like this, there might be someone at the lower level possibly involved. Can't write off that there's someone from the clan who would have fingered you as a good thumb nose.
Maybe. I clearly don't know a lot about anything anymore.
Claudia, I think we might need some sanity after the kindness of the last little bit.
I mean, I can introduce you all to Sombra if you like.
That would be lovely.
Let's go.
And I think that's where we're gonna end. Do you want to close this out, Joe?
Sure. Well, it was an interesting night in the city of San Antonio. Looking forward to seeing you all next week in San Antonio by night.
That